Hi all. In version 5.3 of PriceSquawk, we have combined all volume modes into one PriceSquawk window, which means you can control trade sounds and volume alerts using any of the volume control modes from within the one PriceSquawk window. This means that you no longer have to open up multiple squawks to identify different volume conditions, such as absorption at price and certain block trade sizes. You can instead set the necessary parameters for all volume modes you are using, and PriceSquawk will schedule the relevant alerts. For example, we want to hear alerts for trade sizes of 10, 20, and 50 contracts or larger, while also being alerted if 1,000, then 2,000 and 3,000 contracts are absorbed at a price. We can configure this to occur from the Configuration tab in PriceSquawk by selecting the relevant volume control mode, time and sales in this case, and entering our parameters. You can also set the values directly from the user options window, which I'll do here for volume at price. PriceSquawk will now play the relevant volume alerts when these conditions occur for time and sales and volume at price modes.
50 left, 50 left, 1,000 traded. 50 left, 50, 50, 50,000 traded. 50 hit, 50 hit, 2,000 traded.
Volume control mode will also use these combined settings to control our buy and sell trade sound loudness. For those unsure about what the difference is between volume control mode and volume alert mode, volume alert mode raises one-off alerts for the configured volume events. For example, in this case, time and sales and volume at price events. Volume control is used for filtering our trade sounds so they change in loudness as volume conditions change. In this example, we will hear buy and sell trade sounds for each trade that occurs over 10 contracts in size, with trades above 20 and 50 contracts in size getting louder. With the new combined volume modes, we will also hear our trade sounds when the volume at price conditions are met. In this example, that is when more than 1,000 contracts are absorbed at a price. We'll hear the tape getting louder when more than 2,000 and then 3,000 contracts are absorbed at the one price. These changes enable us to keep consistent buy and sell trade sound effects so we can stay tuned to the buying versus selling activity in the tape for one market, while using multiple volume filtering conditions for our trade sounds. At this stage, only one of our volume conditions needs to be true to hear activity in the tape, so trades of 10 contracts or more will be heard, or all trades after 1,000 contracts have traded at the current price. This is as opposed to layering the volume conditions, so that a trade larger than 10 contracts needs to trade and 1,000 contracts need to have accumulated at the current price. Please send your feedback if you think it would be handy to use this AND logic instead, or have the option to use it, and I can look into implementing it into the official release. You'll notice there are a lot more settings in our user options window now to accommodate the combined volume modes, as each volume mode has its own settings for enabling trade sounds and volume alerts, as well as loudness settings and other configurations. A lot of these settings are to do with our volume alerting and how it behaves, so we'll take a look at these settings now. The volume alert mode accommodates all the different ways volume alerts can be heard. We now have to explicitly tell PriceSquawk how we want our alerts to sound. This can be different for different volume modes, so we can, for example, hear a set of beeps to represent different trade sizes, while hearing speech announcements for volume at price alerts. Our different volume alert modes are full speech, which means PriceSquawk announces the volume setting that was crossed. For example, 1,000 contracts traded, or 2,000 contracts traded if that was our minimum and middle setting. General speech, which uses the maximum volume, middle volume, and minimum volume announcements that you may have been using in previous versions.
50 left, 50 left, 50 left, minimum volume. 50 left, 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 middle volume.
One-off mode plays just the one alert sound, which by default is the current price alert sound selected, or you can enter the name of another sound effect to play in the below setting here. Alert sequence plays a series of sounds instead of the one-off sound. The different sound sequences are explained in the current user manual, but in a nutshell, you will hear two sounds step up or down for buy versus sell time and sales alerts, with a pitch difference representing the size of the trade, and a 3 sound sequence up or down for our volume modes, with higher pitch representing larger volume. You will notice that our layout has changed a bit on the configuration tab. There's not much to report here. Volume control is the main driving feature of PriceSquawk, so we've moved that up the window a bit. The trade sounds and volume alerts checkboxes dictate if the currently selected volume mode is in effect. So if neither of these boxes are checked, then you will hear no change in trade sounds or any volume alerts for that particular volume mode. The volume control and volume alert modes from the sound menu, will bypass all trade sound filtering and volume alerts. So if we turn off volume control from the sound menu here, then all trade sounds will be full volume or full loudness. If we disable volume alerts from the sound menu, then no volume alerts will be heard at all. Other changes implemented include a combined inside market and volume profile view, so you can layer these as you see fit. For example, you can view the inside market and volume profile bars, or the inside market and volume profile bars and text. The trade information displayed in the inside market view will represent whichever volume mode is currently selected in the config tab. So if you have volume at price selected from the drop down here, then your trade size value will represent how much volume is trading at the current price. The volume profile now automatically accumulates in the background when PriceSquawk is running, so you can enable and disable it from the user options menu, and it will not reset unless you explicitly reset it by right-clicking on the profile and clearing it. You can also set a session time as per previous versions to reset the volume profile instead of manually right-clicking on it. Price alerts have an added feature, or more like a bonus feature. If you have trade sounds enabled and price alert is checked at the current trade price, then as per normal you will hear an alert sound play for each trade instead of your buy and sell trade sounds. If trade sounds are disabled from the sound menu though, we'll now hear a one-off alert from our squawk. Scheduled alerts is a new feature where you can set multiple times for custom alerts to play and enter a specific sound effect you want to hear for your scheduled alerts. You can also set a pre-warning time window for each scheduled alert and a specific warning sound to play. So setting this value to 0 will disable the pre-warning alert. So the main idea here behind the scheduled alerts is that you can enter the time of, say, a number announcement or a treasury auction and hear a pre-warning alert also. So you get some heads up that a number is about to be released instead of just hearing the number released. You can also add a date to your time, to each individual time, so that you can schedule out your entire week of numbers if you like to do that and prevent yourself from being caught out by any future announcements. I think that's about it. These are pretty major improvements to the way PriceSquawk can be used to help you with your day trading and for identifying specific volume events, while all along staying tuned to the tape, which is the core goal of PriceSquawk. As you can probably now see, PriceSquawk is becoming quite a sophisticated alerting tool also. So where the tape activity does not need to be followed as closely, you can instead set volume alerts now and enable squawk mode for any number of additional markets to announce volume and price action activity that is occurring in markets that you're not following as closely, and this can give you an edge in in different markets and broadcast opportunities that you wouldn't usually be paying attention to. As this is a beta release, this is your best chance at giving relevant suggestions to be incorporated into the official release. So please download this beta from our new download page on the PriceSquawk website. Use it and send through your feedback. And happy trading. Thank you.